Well, I put that bracket on or got it started, and just feeling worn out. I'm glad to work on something else a little bit. It's not even all that warm out, but I'm just feeling a little worn out, and happy to work on something else. And so I am, and I've got a few more, lots of things to do, obviously. But today I thought I'd go ahead and find out what bulbs are in the running lights. So let's go ahead and take off one of those lenses and have a look. Okay, hopefully you can see that. Should be okay. Obviously the port side running light. I was thinking that maybe I could get to it from inside the cabin, because it does go right through this bulkhead here. I don't know what you can see. Hopefully that's okay. But you can't. So obviously we're gonna get to it from the outside here. And I would just like to change out any incandescent bulbs to LED. Of course, I didn't. These could probably. That could probably be redone, huh? Not sure. I didn't like that. I was not impressed with the 4200 that I was just using. This does not look like that. This looks like something else. Not sure what is used here. Anyways, let's see what this bulb does. Oh my goodness. Look at this thing. And you can see how watertight this thing is. You see that water come out of there? If in doubt, use more, right? They work, so that's a plus. But this is kind of disgusting. And does not look like it's... I don't know what's going on here, but this is about ready to fail. And so here's the bulb. So it's a double bayonet. I don't know what the number is here. Let's see. Put my reading glasses on. Well, I don't find a number. Hi, Julie. But the bayonets are on the same side. You got one for negative, one for positive on the bottom. It was about 1 inch tall. Yeah, it's funny, I don't see any number on the side. I see it's 12 volts, 3 watts. So anyways, we'll look for a replacement for that. And while I'm in here, try to clean these up a little bit. It seems that the sealer around the bulb itself was butyl tape, and I actually prefer that. It's good that I cleaned it up. I mean, it's not very clean, but I'm just doing a cursory job here. This was really just to find out what bulb was in it. But I'm going to put a little more butyl tape back in there. It seems like if you can keep water out of the bulb area, then it keep it out of the boat, and if you keep this sealed back here, it should seal out of the cabin. I don't know why they used quite so much here. Look at it, it's still wet inside. It's very, very interesting. You seeing that? Like, what's going on here? I don't know what that's about, but anyways, I'm gonna get some butyl tape. I'll put some on there, and I'll put the bulb back in this housing. I don't think this is supposed to be waterproofing anything. This is just for protection of the bulb and to hold the glass in. It's really back behind this plate where the water protection for the cabin is involved, and of course in here too. So if you seal this area off to this, that should take care of things inside. inside the cabin. So we'll get this cleaned up and get it all back installed, and then later this week I'll look for replacement bulbs in the LED type. So I'll just put a little butyl tape around the outside of this. Now it's going to have to be a little bit longer, but I don't need to have it quite so thick. Butyl tape's nice. It's just easy to work with. Should last forever. Just about forever. So let's see if I got enough now. Yeah, not quite. Why don't I stretch this out a little bit? And just push it down here and there. Really don't need too much of it. Shouldn't be a problem sealing this. I'll put this. I guess I should have cleaned this up a little bit, but again, it's just, I'm not too worried about it right this moment. It was working just fine. I'll check them later tonight. Okay, I'll clean this up just a little bit. Might as well. I mean, a man, I'm here. I just got stabbed by a piece of glass. A piece of glass at the end of this thing just came off, and it's just the tiniest bit of blood, no big deal. But it looks like it's probably a good idea I'm doing this. Get these things changed over. They were working, so I was feeling real good about them, but I realized that I didn't know what kind of bulbs were in here. So I don't like that this whole thing moves around. Are you seeing that? The whole housing moves around. So I'll eventually take the whole thing out. Possibly rewired or whatnot, but I'll figure out what's going on with that. Okay, with that in, we'll put this back on here. That should keep the water out of the bulb area. I think, will this hold it down? I don't know if this holds it down well or not, but and I don't know if this bolt goes through all the way or if it's sealed. I guess it's yet another question, isn't it? I think it doesn't go into the cabin, but again, this season I'll open these things back up and have a look. I've got to get this the engine and stuff working first here. Okay, I think that's okay. So let's just clean up all this mess and move on to a different project. Well, I've got this raw water sink pump here, hand pump, and I'm just trying to open it up to see what I can find. You know, it's seen better days, but if I can, and it doesn't seem to work currently, so I'm going to see if I can resurrect it and maybe read these. I don't know what that says, but anyways, I'm going to open up the bottom here and just see if I can get this thing going again. Well, I've got it apart, and it's interesting. Let's say so you move this handle here, and I can't do it with two hands, but basically this handle is articulated back and forth, and that moves a plunger here up and down in this tube, in this channel, and there is a ball bearing which has seen much better days at the bottom here, it stops the back pressure going back down. And then here inside of the plunger itself is another ball bearing, which you can see that. Oh, it is moving. It wasn't moving before, but it's terribly rusty. So that's a big issue. And this I think in this particular case, the this rubber gasket, I guess is what you'd call it, is pretty worn out. There's not much. I mean, it may not matter actually with the balls being where they are, but it slides in and out of here maybe too easy. Again, I'm not sure if that's a big deal or not, but I suspect it's not. It's not a good situation. So, anyways, the big problem really is the rust. I could clean it up otherwise. It definitely needs. This is it's been coming right out of the river and it's nasty. So I'm gonna poke around a little bit and see if I can clean it up a little bit more. I'd probably find some ball bearings. So if I can clean it up well enough, it's not used for drinking at all. This is not drinking water that's being used for. It's just water right out of, in this case, the river, to do dishes and so forth. So, anyways, we'll see what we can do here.